Greetings and blessed Yule. I wanted to share our Yule log with you that I mentioned earlier in the week. We have it here on the table here and getting ready for just a very tiny mini ritual that my husband and I are going to have this evening. I just want to share a little bit about it. First of all, the Yule log, this year's Yule log, was made by the good man, by my husband. He was a little nervous about it, but I think he did a really beautiful job. We just have some greens on there, some assortment of some greens. And he drilled holes in it for 3 candles. And then we have some bougainvillea vine on it from our yard. Again, harvesting things that we have. The Yule log, Yule, of course, is from the Norse Yule, which means wheel, and it's all about the wheel of the year and the turning of the wheel of the year. And in this case, celebrating on the very darkest night, the day with the shortest amount of daylight, very dark. I remember the Norse, very, very dark. It was nearly entirely dark, no light at all. And then after Yule, after the solstice, the light began to return, giving everybody hope, because light was everything. Like the sun provided warmth, provided heat, and provided light. And we all know we cannot exist without the sun at all. So they were really on the right track. The original Yule log, though, was Germanic in origin. It actually wasn't a little log like this. It was like most of a tree trunk, like a giant, pretty much a tree trunk. They kept it burning for days and days. It wasn't just at one sitting. I think they just pushed it into the fire, lit it and pushed it in, and as it was consumed, it kept getting shorter and shorter, and they pushed it in. I don't know how big it was to start out with, but anyway, it was to protect the home for the whole year, especially from fire and from lightning. And they took it very seriously, so they had a big fire. On our Yule log this year, we used, I don't know if you can see it, the colors are a little faded, but because we just, again, harvested what we had. These are not the world's best candles. But we have a white in the center representing the light, and a red we have, which is going to stand representing the ancestors, and the green on the left is representing the never-ending cycle of nature. How we always, things die and are born from when the garden has died, the new birth comes from the garden, and the same with the darkness. The darkness gives way to light. Without the darkness, we can't see the light. Anyway, we're going to do in our little ritual tonight, we're just going to speak a little bit. We're going to not actually film the ritual, but we will film the beginnings and after. Tell you what we're doing. But in order to have an abundant garden, when you're talking about a garden, in order to have an abundant garden, you have to give your garden a chance to rest, and or your soil will tire out, and you're never going to have a garden. You have to give it that time to rejuvenate and try to you feed it and you try to get the soil back to nutritious level for growing, etc. Well, the same happens to us in our lives. And I know I shared a little bit about our personal life in the past on this subject, and with our disappointment of our business failing and things, and we came to realize that so many things had been consumed in the frenzy of trying to survive, that we really did not take care of ourselves and really did not take care of the business as best we should have at the end, because we were just really not knowing what to do. We really didn't have the energy to do it, and we may have been able to do things differently that we did not. So we were determined at this time, this is a very symbolic time for us, at this time of the darkest night, to take and wait for the light and wait for the before we welcome in the new light, we're going to speak our intentions. And we're going to do a little ritual here where we extinguish all the lights in the house so we're in total darkness. And then my husband and I are going to say to each other our intentions in the darkness of what we wish for in the light. You know, we're going to talk about how we are going to prepare for that light to return. And I'm going to cut at that place. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to have the little ceremony where we're going to light the candles and then spread the light throughout the house. And then we're going to burn our log. Now, I just wanted to mention, you do not have to worry if you don't have a Yule log yet and you haven't done it and you think, oh, I wish I would have had a Yule log. Well, you don't have to burn your Yule log today. You can do it anytime. I've had them in the past. I've kept them all through the holidays as like a centerpiece on my table because I really liked them. And I thought they'd make a nice centerpiece for a party or whatever. And then I burned them at the end. We're burning this one tonight because this is really important to us that we get ourselves into the space of welcoming that light. So I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to cut for a few minutes here, turn the camera off, and then I will be back. Okay, I just have light here left from the little tree. I'll show you that we have, I don't know if you can see it, but we're just about ready to go in total darkness. So I'm going to let you have that experience with us. And while we have the lights out, I'm going to cut just for a moment. My husband and I are going to speak our intentions to each other in total darkness, and then I will be right back. Okay, we are back. We just spoke our intentions. We held hands over the Yule log, and we each spoke our intention. And now we're ready to welcome the light back into our home. From this darkness is born the light. Blessed be this solstice night. Do you want to pull the candle out and light with the candle now?
Sure.
Just pull it out and light one of them. You can just hold on to it because we're going to carry it throughout the house. Okay. From this darkness is born the light. Blessed be this solstice night. We're going to carry it with us. From this darkness is born the light. Blessed be this solstice night. Okay. We can start by turning the tree back on. I think that'd be great. And then we will be right back. We're going to go around and bring the light back into our house, and we will be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, we just had a parade around our house. Our cats were following us, wondering what we were doing. We returned the light to all the rest of our house. Now we're going to let the Yule log burn for a while, burn down pretty far, while we have our dinner. And then we're going to turn the camera on again. We have, there's the bag. My husband, the good man, has just placed the bag containing the little bit. Do you want to take that out so they can see the little bit of Yule log? Well, that didn't work.
Not very.
Is it good?
That's better.
Okay. A little bit of Yule log from last year that we're going to use to burn this, our Yule log this year. Pretty nice piece of chunk, huh?
That's what's left.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. We're leaving it on the table because we don't want to forget. And I'll show you that after these candles burn down a bit. So stay tuned.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're ready to start. We're using the piece of the old Yule log to light the fire.
This is not good television.
Are we using one of our handy fire starters that we made earlier?
Here it is.
There it goes.
Set it right on can see it.
I think so.
Can you see the top of the flames?
Uh-huh. Oh, it's bright. It's bright. It's pretty good. We have a really big bed of ash in that fireplace we need to clean out.
I was going to do it today, but it's raining.
Mm.
Okay, so there it's catching.
And there it goes.
And pretty soon we'll have a full fire in here. And it's lit by that piece of Yule log from last year.
So cool. I'll show you. Should I swing around here and show you how we are with our...
I tighten that a little bit.
That's how low we are on them. We're getting there. We don't have to get them clear down, but we'll get the candles down a ways, and then we'll be adding those to the fire too. Okay?
Yep, take a break.
Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we have a really good fire going. Started with last year's Yule log. And I think the good man is getting ready to add the Yule log to the fire. See, we put it all in. Candles and all. Candles and all.
Are you ready? This is nice, all right.
It's a beautiful rainy night for a fire.
Yes, it is.
Couldn't get any better than this.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. He has his bestest fingers, don't worry about it. And there it goes. There it goes. Blessed Yule.
Blessed Yule. And as it burns, when it gets towards the end, we'll make sure we can take out a piece of that log and save it next year in this bag.
Yeah, we don't want to put too much other wood in the fire. That's the idea. That's why we're not just adding it to an existing fire. We wouldn't know which was the Yule log, right?
That's right.
The bougainvillea seems to be burning. Lovely.
And that's how it's done, folks.
That's how it's done. Okay. I don't think we need to see it till the end.
The log will burn, and no, we'll be here for
So
hours.
this is really good TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing much better than watching a fire.
Okay, well, I just wanted to share it with you because I know some of you had a question about how we did it. Well, this is how we do it. I don't know how you do it, but this is how we do it, and it's really, really fun. Okay, so anyway, blessed Yule, everyone.